Dragon Ball Super episode 101 is now officially in the history books, as right now we're about to dive into the Dragon Ball Super episode 102 preview to further dissect the overall teaser and finding out what's going to happen in this week's upcoming episode. And again, I do want to say, if you guys have anything to add on to this video, go on ahead and simply drop your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, if you guys are new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys, and turn on notifications. That way you guys can be notified whenever a Dragon Ball video is posted onto this channel. Hashtag notification squad. We're finally going to get to see something from universe number 2, and right now we're about to further dive into the overall preview and understanding as to what's going to happen. So, judging based on the overall preview, we get to see something very interesting happen in the beginning. So, I don't reckon that we've ever seen this character on screen right here, so I'm guessing that for the first time, we're going to have to see what this character has to do in terms of presenting some sort of feats in this tournament, because there are several characters that have not been shown thus far, so it's only fitting to have a few of the other weaker characters be showcased, because as the Daishinkan said, it is now time for the more powerful characters to showcase what they're capable of. So as you guys can see here, I'm only assuming that this character is going to come from a universe that is possibly universe number 4, universe number 10, universes of that nature. So again, we have this character being portrayed on screen alongside this character, so we have several females, and what I'm assuming is going to be universe number 2, and we understand based on this episode, on the overall spoilers that we had last week, that we are going to see some sort of fusion and or merger from the female characters. So it says here, hey, it's me, Goku, and this character over here, so this is supposed to be, I believe her name is Brienne, and she's going to be, a very key point going into next week's episode, as we saw her stand on top of the rock looking down at Goku, Android 17 and 18, so you can only assume that she's going to be bringing the firepower for universe number 2, but again, I think she's going to get foddered, but that's just me. So we get to see her, she's shouting out here, and it looks like Goku is like in freeze run. He's like trying to like run away, but he stops here. So my biggest fear is that this girl is going to have the influence of love to her disposal, which will be very, very bad for someone like Master Roshi, for her to, you know, pretty much manipulate him in having Roshi fall for someone like that, because Roshi is vulnerable to women, so it'll only make sense for, you know, Universe 2 women to come after someone like Roshi instead of Goku, because, I mean, let's be honest here, even though this goofball has been taking things very lightly, at the end of the day, if Goku were to take the fight serious against anybody here, he would easily solo them, aside from the stronger character, of course. So, let's go ahead and dive further in here. So it says, the warrior women of Universe 2, led by RIBRIANNE. So, this is RIBRIANNE, and she is the fat Teletubby who's going to be bringing the firepower via courtesy of love, of course, throwing hearts all over the place. Now, I don't think that this character is going to be someone to take lightly at first, as we see her fight Vegeta later on and stuff. So I do think that Universe 2's strongest fighter may actually be RIBRIANNE. So let's see what RIBRIANNE has to offer as soon as we see her fight in the overall tournament. So we see here, now this is interesting. So the first person I want to point out here is the Yardrat. So the Yardrat is still around. He's ugly as ever, and I would love to see someone just knock that ugly smug look off his face, because thus far in this tournament, there have been various YouTubers that have been making videos hyping this character up, and he's done nothing. He's done nothing, he's gonna be nothing, and I think that easily said, he's gonna get ringed out relatively early. The only thing the Yardrat has is the instant transmission, which again is very useful in a tournament-like setting, but how far along the lines are we gonna go until he actually gets ringed out? So we also get to see the little purplish brown looking demon that kind of looks like Frieza in a way. We saw how he was the first one to approach Jiren and then ran away. So all these dudes right here are from universe number 2, universe number 10, whatever the case may be. They're unimportant, because at the end of the day, we can all come to an agreement that they're not going to be going or lasting very long in this tournament setting. So, but it's actually quite interesting to see them all cheer on, you know, these characters and stuff, because we don't really know as to the role of what these guys are going to have going further in the tournament. I mean, but there are 5 of them, so maybe numbers play a huge factor in this. But we get to see the Omni Kings. They're very, very happy on something, and this is what caught my attention. It's like, what in the world is Frieza doing? And it says here, the warrior women of universe number 2, led by RIBRIANNE, are showing their true power. And whatever Frieza's doing right here, I mean, honestly, I don't think Frieza is going to be influenced by all this lovey-dovey stuff, but I do find this to be very, very funny, because Frieza looks like he's having a good time, And again, I'm telling you all right now, they're foreshadowing this son of a bitch because he is going to play such a key role going further in this tournament. So keep your eyes out for Frieza, because I guarantee you he's going to have a more crucial role than what you guys originally assumed. So we see him here, he's fanning himself off, and right here, so I want to go ahead and pause this. I want to make the assumption that this is another female from universe number 2 who's seemingly enough charging towards someone in terms of like their direction, and we see a couple of slices happening. So obviously enough, Android number 17, he's beginning to get sliced, and this is actually very interesting because just as 17 is getting sliced, we see here he seems to be very unscathed by it. He doesn't seem to be worried, and it says here they're using dizzying transformations and shaking up the Tournament of Power. So what is it that the females are doing is quite unknown, but they're using some sort of method and or tactic to further shake up the Tournament of Power, which again is very interesting. So and again, I'm further dissecting everything that's happening because I do feel as if every frame is important here. So 17 doesn't look like he's in trouble. So for those of you who are commenting saying, yo, RIBRIANNE's gonna toss 17 out, I don't see it happening. 17 doesn't look like he's trying at all. He doesn't seem like he's damaged. The only thing I see here are his clothing being ripped, so that's about it really. So 17 is taking a couple of slices. Now, this is from the Tournament of Power intro, so it's our boy Vegeta having to knuckle up against RIBRIANNE. So we don't know, as of right now, as to what level of Super Saiyan Vegeta's in. If he's using simply Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan 2, but regardless, it looks like RIBRIANNE is giving Vegeta that run for his money. So as you can see, he's trying to punch her in the face, he's blocking off a few attacks. RIBRIANNE isn't going to be someone to take lightly again. I do think that if Vegeta were to go Super Saiyan Blue, it'll be all over, but nevertheless, in terms of her being like a merged character, she's gonna give Vegeta that run, and I think it's only suitable for her to do that. But either way, we get to see them throw it down here, and as you can see, based on Vegeta's expression, he doesn't look like he's having a good time. But I mean, neither does she if you look at it. So we're gonna pan out over here somewhere. So we see her let off this giant ass energy blast, which again is gonna have massive amounts of damage, like leading into whatever she's gonna hit. So here we have this guy. He's what I like to call Zarbon 2.0. So we see this guy, and I'm sorry to say, he's gonna get that purple mascara knocked out of him. I don't see this guy lasting very long. However, it is what it is. I don't think he's gonna do much, as other characters in the tournament have shown thus far. Not many characters have done, you know, severe damage or crippling damage to someone aside from the current characters that we know about. So I don't think this guy's gonna do much at all, unless of course he has like a secret power or whatever that nobody knows about. But here is another shot. So people are saying, you know, what about Piccolo's eyes? We don't see his pupils, his eyes are white. I don't think that Piccolo's gonna get, you know, ringed out, or I don't think that Piccolo's gonna be in severe trouble. I do think that he may be placed in a situation to where he's caught off guard, but in terms of him having to be ringed out or something, I really don't see that happening with our boy Piccolo, because it's Piccolo, man. He hasn't done anything, so just give him that chance to do something before they decide to ring his green ass out. So over here, we get to see a couple of characters fighting. So it actually looks like here that one of the characters are getting beat up by 17, and you can see 17 right there. So 17 looks like he's doing severe damage, and judging based on what's happening here, he looks like he's attacking this character from all different angles until obviously he manages to kick them away. So props to 17 for that, because as you guys can see, 17 is just fodderizing this person. And I think if we go back to what we saw before with this character right over here, so yeah, I think whoever's wielding this purple-like wing is going to be the same person that 17 is fodderizing. So again, not much of a difference there. So 17 kicks the person away. Again, another female character, assuming from universe number 2. In a heated battle with me and number 17 versus universe 2 of Love. So this is also very interesting. We see like this greenish, like you know, sphere get, you know, blown out of proportion here. But it looks like someone's above the green energy blast here, because as you can see, it's circling up. So I mean, I don't know what's happening here. I can only assume that that person in the middle is 17, because I mean, obviously 17 is doing some work. So props to 17 for that. But we also get to see here a couple of attacks are hitting some characters in which we don't know about. But let's see. So there they are, the females. I'm only assuming that these are the females that are going to be merging with Brienne into creating RIBRIANNE or something like that, because we do understand, based on the scans by Ken Zyro, Herms98, that we are going to see some sort of merger and or fusion. So who knows what's going to happen next time on Dragon Ball Super. We see over here, the power of love explodes, Universe 2's Little Witch Warriors. And I mentioned in my predictions video that I firmly believe that these girls are going to use the power of love to possibly infatuate some of the fighters. And what better way to throw out Roshi than to use the power of love on him and having him get ringed out. So that's just my overall guess as to what may happen. I'm sorry to say, this fat Teletubby just isn't doing it for me. She might be powerful, she might be, you know, someone to take lightly. And as you guys can see here, so I don't know if I'm on like some hardcore Namekian drugs, but I see 3 faces. I see 3 faces right over here, and I don't know if it's the actual 3 girls that are going to be in Universe number 2 that are going to be giving our characters a run for their money, but nevertheless, we see these, you know, 3 faces or whatever, and they're coming after Vegeta. And Vegeta looks like he's about to deck someone like right in their mouth. So either way, I'm assuming here that Vegeta is going to be a primary focus in having to fight Universe 2's females, which I'm very excited for, just to see that. But overall, I'm curious as to who these 3 are. I'm pretty sure they're the Universe 2 females. I mean, they have to be. But just looking at it from an overall standpoint, this is going to be something to where it looks like our characters are going to be having a very difficult time and just simply having to survive this. But either way, guys, post your comments down below as to your overall thoughts on the entire situation. This right here is what piques my interest, because it's like, why isn't Vegeta going Super Saiyan Blue? It's not like he has to, but is she really giving Vegeta that much of a difficult time in forcing him and becoming a Super Saiyan to fight her to begin with, you know? I mean, thus far, we've seen the Trio the Danger use the same method in forcing Vegeta and Goku to tap into Super Saiyan, but either way, she looks like she's actually competing with him, and I really don't think that this is going to be like an easy-ass fight for him, which, again, I do predict that RIBRIANNE is going to get ringed out at some given point in next week's episode. Again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but just having to look at it, I really don't see her lasting very long. And as for 17 as well, I really don't see 17 getting ringed out either, but these guys over here, I can definitely see them having to get trashed. I could see all 5 of these dudes just getting wrecked. Well, I mean, with the exception of probably the Yardrat, because he's the only one that I feel like is kind of important here, because everyone else is just meh. But post your comments down below, guys, on your overall thoughts on the overall preview as to what you guys expect to see. And also, guys, make sure to tune back on the channel if you guys want to be up to date with prediction videos, updates for, you know, scans, and overall just spoilers and whatnot. So, because we have a ton of spoilers coming in next week and this week, and pertains to Dragon Ball Super episode 103, 104, possibly even 105, 106 for the entire month of August. And I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to miss out on that. So thank you all for watching, guys. Once again, if you guys are hyped for Dragon Ball Super episode 102, go on ahead and punch that like button right in the face, guys. Don't forget to also hit that subscribe button as well to be up to date, guys, with all that is in Dragon Ball. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing you all down the comment section below. Have a wonderful day, guys. Peace.
This is the Perfect Being. I'm here to tell you all to subscribe to the perfect channel, UnrealEntGaming. Please remember to turn on your notifications to be the first to know about the latest in Dragon Ball news and information. And if you don't, very soon you will all be dead, along with your entire planet.